Okay, we go 3, 2, 1. Your Titos of Fighting are back, and there's so much has happened, and there's so much that will happen in the next few weeks, and we're gonna talk about it today. I don't even know where to start kasi sobrang dami nangyari. But
so many things.
So for starters, we're gonna start with the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships that's streamed on YouTube. They streamed it for free. For those who don't know the BKFC, it's the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships wherein combatants are circle. It's a circular ring. And then they just go at it. They apply boxing rules which allow clinches. Pero according to the rules, kailangan single hand or as the rule set would say, it has to be an active clinch. So when you say an active clinch, you have an overhand or an overhook. You have a one-hand plum, and then you have to be. Basically, it's the application of dirty boxing. So
single collar.
Yep, it's very it's very exciting to watch. Most of the matches ended up in knockouts kasi this is where you really see na there's a really huge difference between using boxing gloves, and then we see another difference or a different landscape where they transfer to MMA gloves, and then another landscape pagdating sa bare knuckles na. Kasi ang wrapping ni BFC is from here hanggang dito lang. So it really exposes
the knuckles are bare. Yeah.
Yep. So sobrang siya. I mean, kayo na pinanood nyo, sabi ko lahat ng suntok.
Wild. Can't play it safe, no?
Can't. Di talaga.
Walang way to play it safe.
For boxing aficionados, as in with boxing gloves kasi you can cover up here. Doon, wala eh. Talagang kahit nakaganyan ka, lulusot eh. Sobrang lahat ng suntok lumusot. Nakakatuwa siya panoorin. Pero,
I wanted to ask you guys, so wala nang shell guard sa ganun, no?
Wala na. Mostly, I strongly suggest na when it comes to that, you really have to use your forearms. I've seen a lot of, sa Philippines, sa FMA culture, sa combat system sa mga Pinoy, we have a very good variety of hand-to-hand sequences that incorporate dirty boxing. So you can see that in most, if not all, the army systems, and a lot of it is ito. So from here, it's from your normal boxing guard or high guard. It's slightly modified in the sense that you're basically using this. So yeah, you use a lot of this, a lot of this. So I don't know. I'm gonna check yung BKFC rules if this is allowed or if this is.
I remember, Coach.
Kasi
another way to do it
is this way.
Yeah. Pero yung stone guard ni Ore.
Hindi, naman kasi, pwede naman kasi yun, pero baka maya-maya, meron silang rule set about an exposed elbow.
Kasi pag nasuntok yun.
So, pero that doesn't guarantee a really good defense kasi iba talaga eh. The knuckles have a different surface, and for me, on a defensive standpoint, you can't really stay in the pocket too long. You cannot, you can't be defensive, kumbaga. Can't be really defensive kasi lulusot eh. Tsaka yung tunog, di ba?
Oo.
Wala. Parang siya yung phone book. It was fun to watch though.
Super fun to watch.
So,
a lot of
way niya is mataas yung chances na makayo mo sa ring.
Oo. Sobra. Kasi most of the fights that I watched, parang first, second round, people get knocked out or the faces are too swollen. So it's probably yung cuts din. So it's probably the nearest to a street brawl. Okay, yung tipong meathead. Yung meathead na suntukan, yun. Like,
I suppose you gotta be careful of where you punch then, because
exactly. That's a very good point. If you're the guy on the offense, you have to be mindful ngayon kasi if you fuck it up,
this.
If you hit this part,
this is stronger than your knuckles, right?
And then if you don't really punch properly, you're gonna break your knuckles talaga. Kasi wala na eh.
You gotta aim here, no?
So many mas maraming targets yun eh. Kasi for me, if it's bare knuckle, a really good observation na napansin ko everyone's a headhunter, and that's a natural instinct naman, especially for boxers and strikers to go headhunting. Pero ito lang yun eh. Once they realize na ito lang yun eh, it's easier to punch the ribs now. It's gonna be easier to punch the ribs. It's gonna be the solar plexus is a huge target, diba? Body shots could probably like have a better impact. So I think the sport will evolve more wherein there will be more body shots, and then we'll see a lot of rib injuries. And ito lang yun. Sapakin mo sa kilikili. Kayo, whoever's gonna watch this, like, get a friend, like wear boxing gloves, nakaangat kayo, the moment you flare it out, sapakin mo sa kilikili, tignan mo kung masarap yung feeling na yun. Even in MMA, only good dirty boxers or who have mga luta libre, mga shoot box, yun yung mga small advantages. Like, pero yun nga, it takes you away from your game plan. So, I mean, one of the people that we know, Will Chope, went there.
Very good fighter.
Very good fighter. I was fixing my food, tas parang Will Chope na. Sabi ko, paglapag ko, uy, bakit? Uy! Sabi ko, why?
He's down. Like, wow!
Sayang. Anong weight division ba siya? Anong weight division?
Nag-170 siya dun eh.
Oh, wala. That's
Hindi na siya nag-cut down.
Okay.
Tapos mataba siya.
Okay. So for
big guy din yung ano niya.
Yeah, stocky is yung kalaban niya. Oh, stocky guy.
Joel.
So parang the guy just really went after him. So we don't know. Of course, there are so many other factors here. Will hasn't fought in a while. He came from, we don't know kung how far out did he arrive in the US coming into this fight. Kasi baka maya jet lag siya. Diba? Or he didn't have enough time to acclimate.
And he was in Florida, I think.
Yeah, he was in Florida training. Para din dito actually. Na-reschedule lang siya eh.
Okay, so at least nandun na siya. That's good. So for a guy na he fights at 145, 150.
He fights at featherweight, di ba?
Oo, tapos all of a sudden mag-170 siya. Mahirap yun. That's even if it's taller, wala. The difference in the power of the people there, and then I don't know, is this his first bare knuckle fight ba?
No, it's his second. Parang decision din siya dun sa England. Yeah, okay. England na fight niya. It was 52 seconds into round 1.
Okay, so at least, So I hope he has a better outing next time. We all know Will Chope is a really nice guy, a very good fighter, and he's one of the few guys I know that fights everywhere. Kasi he fights in boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing.
He doesn't choose. He's not choosy at all.
He's not choosy, and the guy's a fighter. I mean, he knows how to fight, and that guy's a motherfucking fighter. He, on a really good day, is going to destroy you. So I really hope that he has a good campaign there. Yung the other fights dun sa card, wala eh. I mean, these are people na... these are the people, first time ko sila narinig. And then, this one caught my eye. For people who are gonna watch and listen to this later on, it's a Bobby Taylor versus the Louise Hernandez na fight. It's a split decision win by Bobby Taylor. Pero if you go watch the fight again, it's a boxer versus a bare knuckle fighter. So this is where we see the difference in the dynamics. Kasi the boxer went strict boxing. So syempre, boxer siya. So he went jab, straight. And every time na...
Technical.
Oo, he was very technical. Pero yun nga, doon natin makikita yung difference nung ranges ng...
It's not the same, no?
Not the same talaga eh. Dahil he would throw jabs, pero later on, he would stop throwing jabs. Kasi siguro mapapansin mo, susuntok siya ng 3-5 beses, titigil siya kasi nakikita namamaga yung kamay niya. Versus yung bare knuckle, kukuha siya ng isa, lalapit.
Yun na yun.
Babato ng tatlong malakas.
Ganong ginawa nung Luis Palomino, di ba, pre? Yung main event. So, round 1 kayo yun eh.
As in...
That was from a Bellator guy, right?
Yeah. Parang...
Palomino. I think he was a champ.
With bare knuckle fighting, doon ko makikita na yung mga power shots na talagang Hail Mary, medyo mas may edge siya dito.
Mas effective.
Mas effective. Kasi talaga, kitang-kita. I mean, that is the best example. Game. Very much. I mean, that was the fight na...
I'd watch it again.
Doon ko nakita yung difference. Yun, ikaw, Carl, makikita mo yung, ma-analyze mo siya talaga, ma-appreciate mo yung difference. Kasi it was a totally different, parang style versus style siya. Kasi makikita mo pa lang sa stance ni Hernandez. Tama ba? Let me check. Baka magkama. Yeah. So si Louise Hernandez, sobrang boxing stance. Super boxing stance, boxing shorts, boxing everything. And kitang-kita dun sa tsaka sa reactions niya after he got punched so many times in the face. Na parang nag-boxing cover-up siya. Nakita mo sa slow-mo, lumulusot talaga yung kamay. Kahit nakaganyan siya, yung kamay lumulusot dito. Doesn't work. Parang bigla na lang siya. Walang gloves.
Open na open
siya. Pag gano'n niya, may kamay talaga. Babang! And then, ito rin pala. One thing that's very, what do you call this? Sobrang magagamit mo, super utilized in BKFC are hooks and uppercuts. Like short-range hooks, even if you cover up here, it exposes this spot. A lot of people got rocked during those exchanges, and then super nice uppercuts. Kasi they'll throw straights, tapos this combination, this angle allows them to like, boom! Ang dami ko nakitang mukhang gumanon sa. I go, oh man, that hurts. That hurts.
Snapbacks. Yeah. Super fun to watch. I like it.
Super fun to watch. So next, we go UFC Fight Night. Still in Fight Island. We'll get into this one.
The last one on Fight Island.
The last one na ba to? Last one na.
Final. Balik na sila sa Vegas.
Okay. Ang ko lang naman dito is the main event is Whitaker versus Steele, pero before we get to that, bilang mga titos kami, hindi namin palalampasin yung Rogerio Nogueira versus Shogun Rua na
classic. Pride!
Ayun! Pakita mo yung
Never
t-shirt
die!
Show your shirt again, Mr. De Mesa. Yeah! These are two veterans of Pride. Went to the UFC. JC, ilang beses na bang 38 years old si Shogun Rua? That guy's always 38.
I can't believe boy pa ang shooty box.
Like, parang lahat ng laban ni Shogun, nakikita ko 38 pa rin siya. Like, what the hell? Si Shogun yung...
Hindi na tuman...
Kasi yung katawan niya, never ko nakita naging macho.
Walang abs.
Wala. Pero grabe siya, grabe. So it was Shogun versus Little Nog, so that's Rogerio Minotauro Nogueira. The oldies, si Rogerio JC, ano na ba? Ilang taon na ba si Rogerio nung lumaban siya? Basta, I mean, for
44.
For people who, so JC said it, diba? 44 years old. And these are super OGs in the game, highly respected. Part of me
very key to fight.
Diba? Parang, kayo, what do you guys think of these two people na, parang minsan ako, na lang, nino-novelty fight na lang sila ni UFC.
When I saw it on the card.
Bakit pa?
Diba? Parang, I would watch it, pero parang naalala ko yung Chelsonen versus Wanderlei fight. Pucha, babagal na. Sarap pagpupugin. Bagal nyo na. There was a bit of a discussion sa house nung isang araw. Kasi twins nga yung dalawa, di ba? So parang, how do you know which twin is which? Parang yung isa Minotauro. Isa Minotauro.
Yung isa Rodrigo, yung isa Rogerio. Tapos, Rogerio is a little bit smaller. Pero I've heard of a story before in Pride wherein Rodrigo was late. He was on his way to the stadium, pero may fighter presentation. So ang ginawa nila, they placed a hoodie over Rogerio and Rogerio did fight mo.
Nobody knew the
difference. So, I mean, it was a pretty classic fight. I mean, ikaw, JC, how did you find the fight? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, very reminiscent of dati. I mean, sana hindi na nilagay.
Sana.
Parang ayoko na din ng quadrilogy, di ba? Like,
I think they closed
2-0 na rin naman sila before, so.
Parang yun na nga rin yung parang feeling ko nga naging novelty fight na lang to And apparently this was Rogerio's last fight. So after this one, at 44 years old, he's calling it quits. In his post-fight interview, he said na it's about time that the younger generation take over. I'm like, come on, it's about fucking time. So I really happy
it's
retirement.
Very classy din na Shogun.
Oh yeah, a good way to end.
Let him have the interview time na.
Ano yun? It's ang tawag dito. It's very courteous, and it goes to show yung the culture of martial artists and the attitude they have towards whether they win or not. Pero yun nga, happy retirement to Rogerio Minotauro Nogueira. Grabe, super OG. Hats off to you. And without his contribution to the mixed martial arts scene, way back then, medyo it wouldn't.
They were beasts, man.
Yeah,
some of my favorites.
Super colorful career, and no better way to end it than a trilogy with Shogun. And then let's go to the main event of the evening, Darren Till versus Whitaker. Pero kayo guys, meron ba kayong notable fights during that card?
I wanted to talk a bit. JC, go ahead.
Yeah, Hamzat Shamav.
Yes, our favorite location. Oh my God.
The new poster boy, I think.
New poster boy.
From our favorite Middle Eastern promotion, Braves.
So, fight vet pala siya sa Braves.
Teka lang. Everyone, my fellow anchors and analysts here in the show will show you now how to properly pronounce his name, okay? One more time.
Hamzat Shamav.
Okay?
Hamzat
Shamav.
Like Habib. So it's just Hamzat Shamav.
Khabib kasi is Habib So Hamzat is Hamzat Shamav. This guy, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. This guy fought, parang sinend ni JC he sent a poster
10 days.
2 fights in 10 days. So he got 2 paydays.
2 different weight classes.
So he got 2 paydays in 10 days. Ang galing. Hats off.
Post-fight interview, he said, "This guy's not my level. I take money, I smash guys. Good." I love this dude.
Very Russian.
Where does this guy train? Where do we find him? Where is he?
Sweden.
Okay. So
Gustafsson. All-Star. It's just one cap. All-Star something.
All-Star Training Center.
All-Star Training Center.
Ang lakas nun Ang lakas nila. So it's Hamzat, Gustafsson, and Latifi. Wala. Kaya pala lakas niya.
I remember saying coach. I remember saying about the beard. Like, naisip ko parang nakakatulong din siya sa ground and pound niya. Kasi
in fairness,
tapos hindi mo makita yung...
Yeah.
I totally agree. Roy Nelson said the same thing. He utilizes the beard as for offense and defense. Pero that guy is amazing. Good striking.
Fair advantage yung beard.
Very good wrestling. Very good ground control. Very good cage control and clinching against the fence. This is what we're talking about. Okay, this is while we're all discussing this offline, and we want to share this with you guys. This is the difference between people who come in very early in their careers to the big leagues. Okay, so let's say UFC, URCC, 1FC, and you didn't go through the process. Everything is new to you. You'll be culture shocked. You'll be shy, you will be insecure, sobrang magugulintang kayo. Pero if you look at Hamzat Shamav's career, he went through the amateur circuits and then he went to Brave. Tama ba? Tama, Brave, diba? I think he fought in Brave. So he fought in Brave. And then that led him to the UFC. So if you were listening to how Carl was, it was very simple, but if you watch the video, he was very confident. So hindi na siya naninibago. Yung demeanor niya is very professional. So this is what we're talking about. This is the value that we want to provide you guys. That's why we're doing these recaps. Kasi We want to tell you about fighters that have done things the right way. And ito yun. When they showed me the poster, and then we researched on this guy, he's a star in the making. As in, who do you guys think he should fight next?
Honestly, everybody should have their eyes on this dude. Like a couple of fights, he'll be, I think, contender status.
Possibly, yeah.
Anong weight division siya lumaba, JC?
I don't know if he's going to stay in welterweight though.
Yung pinaka-recent was welterweight.
And then prior to that?
Middleweight. Ganun kalaki binawas niya in 10 days.
Wala siyang pakailam. He's nothing.
So now that post
please matchmakers, don't give him Donald Cerrone.
Kawawa
Donald Cerrone. So that will be the question of the day. Okay, so put your answers in the comment section. We're gonna upload this on all outlets. Where should Khamzat Shamab stay? Should he stay in 185 or should he stay at welterweight 170? At 170, I mean, for in 10 days, nakapag-cut siya ng ganon. It simply shows na he has the discipline and his body can handle it. Diba? And eto pa, speaking of welterweights, yung main event was a welterweight bout between Darren Till and Robert Whitaker. So, I mean, sige, let's play like UFC fantasy here. Let's start with Carl. If bigyan two possible scenarios, Khamzat Shamab versus Darren Till, Khamzat Shamab versus Whitaker. Sige, versus Till muna. How do you see that going?
I think, Darren needs to. This is hard because Darren's a luta libre guy, but he hasn't utilized it at all.
Yeah, actually,
it's so bad.
Striking.
Kasi parang hindi siya okay na ambassador ng LL. But the thing is, super pulido ng basics ni Khamzat. I mean, he's even more of a killer kasi yung criticism kay Khabib, like way back, even me, like he wasn't really finishing guys. Si Khamzat does not have that problem. Riz Maki, the dude he smashed in like the first round, did not even get off one strike. Like,
yeah.
Damn.
How did that happen? Poor guy.
Ito ba may scorecard na 0?
Yeah.
Zero strikes delivered. Hindi man na siya naka-jab.
The first 20 seconds na takedown agad siya.
Like, kung ako yun, balik na. Hindi man lang ako nakasapak and then I got taken down and smashed.
Tapos
feeling ko, if Darren doesn't do anything about his grappling, even his defense.
Oo nga. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. He's a fucking purple belt in LL. So, Whitaker versus... Because sadly, Whitaker versus
Khamzat. Ang haba pa naman niya. Diba? Darren Till's tall. He's like 6'1", 6'2".
Oh, super long-limbed and shit. Tapos talagang he just goes for you. He doesn't stop. The pressure of Khabib against the cage, like doble at welterweight, middleweight. So, if you go through the middleweight ringer like Bobby Knuckles has, hopefully hindi tumagal because younger and more energetic itong si Khamzat. But I'm pretty sure he'll get busted up. Si Khamzat will get busted up with Bobby Knuckles. Before
Whitaker naman, Whitaker.
Yeah, si Whitaker, Bobby Knuckles. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll get smashed, but he'll give Khamzat a good beating before he gets
saka hindi pa rin naman kasi talaga ganun ka-tested si Khamzat kasi the longest fight that he's been in is a little over 2 minutes of the second round. Hindi pa lumalagpas dun.
Kulang pa siya ng well, kung galing ka na kay Yoel Romero, diba? Ikaw si Robert Whitaker, feeling ko mahaba-haba naman yung shelf life mo.
Sige, pero so that's welterweight. If he decides to stay in middleweight, sino bang natin kay middleweight? Kila easy yan. So ikaw, JC, who do you think would probably be a good like welcome to middleweight. Welcome to middleweight bout.
Derek Bronson, ganyan, diba?
Yeah.
Pwede.
Derek Bronson.
Sino pa ba pwede?
Sobrang winner ng middleweight kasi. Like, everybody who goes through Yoel and Darren
parang sinisira na nila
parang, you're never the same health-wise?
Parang tawag dito, let's start with, teka lang, I'm checking out the rankings. Ayan, top 10. Uriah Hall pala, top 10? Okay. Then Derek Brunson's number 8. So Derek Brunson's a really good welcoming committee really for
Yeah.
Oh my God, si Kevin Gastelum pala, number 7 pa. So pare, sige JC, magano tayo, UFC Fantasy, Kevin Gastelum versus Hamzat
Shiman.
I don't want to be too confident over Hamzat, pero he has all the advantages eh. Saka masyado siyang confident na, I mean, sasagasaan ka lang yung sasagasaan yung tao eh.
I mean, that's a good point, no?
Yeah.
It's a very good point.
Yung confidence mismo.
Yun eh.
That's one of the most important things that these fighters need to have.
I mean, for me, that's the X factor for Hamzat ano nga ba ulit?
Hamzat
Shamav. Okay. I think that's the X factor for if you put him in the middleweight division. Parang halos lahat ng confident people at saka may mga swag nasa middleweight eh. So you got Izzy, you got Costa, you got Romero, you got Kelvin, you got Brunson, and you have him. So parang swag division si middleweight ngayon versus si welterweight. Si welterweight, they're all waiting for they're all waiting for Conor.
Yeah.
Diba? And then
although I would like to see a Jorge versus Chimaev.
That is another pero maganda yun
that's the nearest one
yes,
that's the nearest to Khabib versus Masvidal na fight na pwede
super necessary.
Yeah,
we're very much anticipating this. JC sent another poster like kaninang hapon. It's happening. Speaking of Habib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje. Officially, kailan to? October, if I'm not mistaken. This is gonna be in
October 24, guys.
Yeah, 24.
We will do our best to look for sports bar.
Pray to the MMA gods.
Yes.
Please sa COVID, please.
Open some bars so that we can scream and watch that card.
Sana hindi ang daming ganyan eh, di ba? Ang daming kailangan, sana hindi magtiramisu si Khabib. Sana hindi ma-injure si Justin.
Oo nga.
Sana okay pa si Tony.
Pero ano yan? That's for me, that's a very good fight. I will look forward to that. When it happens, we will do a pre-event breakdown and then we'll watch it and then we'll do a post-event breakdown. By that time, siguro bumaba yung adrenaline namin sa kaka-cheer, pero we're going to share that experience with you. And what do you call this? JC, you have some boxing news for us, please.
Si Mercito Hesta, ang tagal niya nang nagpe-prepare kasi he came off from not very good fights. His last fight was a draw. Before that, it was a loss. Hopefully, it was supposed to be a bounce back. Kaya lang, his fight dapat nung 24 na-cancel because na food poisoning siya the night before.
Damn! Alam mo yun,
like, sobrang unlucky.
Sobrang unlucky
no, guys.
Alam mo yun, I mean, I could only feel for the guy kasi, di ba, Hesta's supposed to take on Hector Tanahara and you're done, you're good, then all of a sudden, you eat something shitty and then the following day, wala, you can't fight. I mean, ano pa nga bang magagawa mo pag gano'n, di ba? I mean, I feel so bad for him. When JC shared this story, parang kami ni Carl, ang ina, kawawa.
This is the same guy who had COVID, right?
Hindi, iba pa yun.
Iba pa yun.
Okay. Pero I'm like, dude, hassle naman yun. Hassle
parang iniisip ko rin the night before your fight, kakain ka pa ba ng sisira sa tiyan mo?
Pero depende yun eh. Like, to that question, which is a very good point, you have to trace now. I mean, are they in a bubble? Is it a controlled environment? Who was handling their food? That guy has to be liable. That person na nagdala ng pagkain sa kanya or whoever served him food has to be liable kasi tangina,
cost you money.
Super. Diba? Everyone's looking for a fight. Here you are, you weighed in, you're good to go, you're supposed to be recovering, and then all of a sudden, you got food poisoning. Tapos, wala. ano bang, and these things, it really depends on either the commission, the promoter. Normally, if you don't fight, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, yung kalaban mo rin, I don't know if he's gonna be reimbursed. Is he gonna get paid as well? Kasi since you pulled out of a fight, he's not fighting, so he's not gonna get paid as well.
Talaga, walang show fee sa ganun.
Not unless may stipulation sa contract mo, or the promoters are gonna, like, it's either they reimburse you, or they tell you na if he doesn't show up or something medical related happens, you'll probably get a percentage of your purse. Pero I mean, that's the life of a fighter. You're gonna train, you're gonna cut weight, you're gonna do all the press, you're gonna promote it, and then
tapos mafu-food poison ka sa dulo. Grabe. Pero the whole fight card will continue. Wala namang magbabago daw. Tanggal lang yung
laban nila.
Laban niya. Oo.
To pick us all up, this is something na nung nakita ko yung trailer, I'm like, what? It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. I
wanted to ask you guys, is this like something you really look forward to, or parang medyo novelty fight na siya talaga?
Para sa akin, novelty fight siya.
Yeah. Pero I think it could have happened before kasi si Roy Jones is Roy Jones, pero it's a novelty fight. I mean, it's I guess a boxing fan's dream before na sa wakas matutuloy, kaya lang exhibition.
It's gonna be an 8-round exhibition fight. A lot of people said during their promotions na it's gonna be because it's an exhibition bout, they're gonna do their best not to knock each other out. Pero I don't know if that's gonna happen. Yep. Diba? I don't know if that's really gonna happen once they climb up the ring and Tyson goes crazy and Roy Jones becomes cocky. For me, in
fairness, Tyson looks good.
Yeah, he does.
This is gonna be.
How many years old is he?
50 plus. 51? They're both 50 plus. They're both
54.
50 plus.
Good.
54 ata si Tyson. So
this is gonna be Russian roids plus Jesus versus Mexican supplements, weed, and TRT.
It's a pharmaceutical war.
Yeah, big pharma war. Of course, we're talking out of our asses. We're having fun. We're having fun with this, pero I mean, we're just saying, okay? I mean, if you look at Mike Tyson right now, the thighs are thicker than ever. The biceps, the cuts are there. So
how do you do that at 50?
Exactly.
Without chemical assistance.
And just to give you guys an idea kung anong klaseng exhibition event to. Robinson, the basketball player, will fight Jake Paul, the YouTuber.
What?
On the undercard.
On the same card. Wow.
So I don't know what that is.
I remember Logan Paul in the video.
Pero
yung kapatid niya yung lalaban.
These guys can fight, so they train.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know which brother wrestles.
I think
it's either both of them or the older Logan brother wrestles.
I think si Logan Paul is the one who was a wrestler, tapos si Jake is the boxer yata.
So who's fighting Nate Robinson?
Si
Jake.
Okay.
Jake Paul is good. I mean,
okay.
He's gonna be taller, pero Nate Robinson, of course, I don't know what kind of training Nate Robinson is gonna do. It's gonna be
Nate Robinson, what?
Diba? Kasi Nate Robinson is like 5'9". How tall is Jake Paul?
I'm not sure, mga 6 something.
So for sure, Jake will have the reach advantage, and for obvious reasons, this is gonna be a pay-per-view event, and people will pay to see Jake Paul because of his following on social media. Pero what the hell was going on kay Nate Robinson? So anong pumasok sa utak niya at inisip niya na I'm gonna go box? Russian supplements plus Jesus, ERT and CBD, ERT and CBD on the other side. As in, and I don't know where Roy Jones is training right now. Of course, he has his own gym, but Mike Tyson, obviously, if you see his Instagram post, he's training with the legendary Rafael Cordero.
Good coach.
This is gonna be amazing. So for me, we're all the three of us are gonna do our picks. First 3 rounds, Tyson's gonna knock him out. If the fight exceeds the 4th round, Roy Jones will win.
Paubusan ng hangin.
JC, ikaw.
If Mike Tyson is 100% in there, Tyson to.
Carl.
I think he is.
I don't have a preference. I just want to see them. I just want to see Big Pharma, like King Kong versus Godzilla. Joke it out.
Like when I saw the promo, it's like, si Roy Jones pa nagsasabi, I'm the David here. He's the Goliath. I'm like, okay. Ikaw yung matangkad eh. Diba? You're the guy who's taller, you're the guy who has better reach, and you're the more active fighter. The only worry I have about Roy Jones is he's kind of on the side of being punch drunk na eh. He's been knocked out several times already eh. He's the more active fighter, pero yun nga eh, he's been knocked out so many times already.
Mileage na yan.
Diba? Tyson didn't train shit, so his body was able to recover.
Okay.
And, diba, he was living the good life. Diba? He has all that CBD recovery happening. And then all of a sudden, nag-flick na switch. He wants to go back to the gym and start training. And then his ego his fighting ego starts to put things in his head, and then this fight happened. It's super amazing. And now we're here to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and Roy Jones Jr. wants Anderson Silva next.
Oh my God.
What? Ano to? Boxing?
Yeah, boxing pa rin.
Oh, come on.
May balak na agad siya.
Okay, very quickly. Go.
Very quickly, I wanted to go and talk about like that incident in, balik tayo sa UFC lang.
Okay.
Francisco Trinaldo versus Jai Herbert.
Yeah. That one.
Because we were talking about this kanina, and I really wanted to get your opinions on the record. Like, so Francisco Trinaldo knocks out Jai Herbert in the early third round. And since this is a reffing issue, Herb Dean
didn't do anything more.
Didn't do much apparently. And Dan Hardy, who was one of the commentators that night, got out of his seat and said, "Stop the fight! Stop the fight! Ang lakas-lakas kasi walang tao." Everybody heard it. Herb Dean heard it, and the commission heard it, and the fighters heard it. I've watched it like a couple of times now since it's been replaying. Nagsagutan na si Dan Hardy and si Herb Dean. In my opinion, Dan Hardy should not have said anything. But it was a late stoppage. Kind of late. It wasn't egregiously late like Valentina Shevchenko killing somebody.
Ito lang yan eh. My take on that. Number one, the explanation of Herb Dean on his Instagram account was very thorough, and it will give you the complete context of why he made that decision and
tama.
the technicalities of things. Second, I kept when I started being a referee up until now, I always say this. Okay? Being a referee is a thankless job. Okay? That's the second point. Third, this is something that I posted as well. And for everyone's gonna watch and listen to this, as a referee, and I learned from the best. And when people say na I'm one of the best referees out there, I'm very thankful and grateful. Pero for us referees, from a referee's point of view, you have to consider what the fans want. You have to work within the rules of the organization. So you have to make the fans happy. You have to make the organization happy. You have to make sure that everything that's happening in front of you is within the rules that is allowed for them to move. Okay? Next, you have to be mindful as well of the commissions. So for us here in the Philippines, it's the Games and Amusements Board. Okay? And of course, number one, syempre, is fighter safety. So you have to balance everything. Okay? You have to balance everything. So dun ngayon papasok yung mga non-calls, late calls, early calls. From a spectator's point of view, that was a late stoppage. And from si Dan Hardy's point of view, it was a late stoppage. And for me, if I were the audience, I will definitely say it was a late stoppage. Diba? Kasi Ang ganda ng suntok di ba? Sino nga ba yung sumutok? Si Trinaldo ba?
Si Trinaldo.
Ayun.
Dito ata parang na-brain siya, parang
so Trinaldo
naglag.
So Trinaldo hit the button, his opponent falls down, okay? As here are the basic rules of fighting, and this is what we tell fighters. Number one, no matter what the fuck happens, protect yourself at all times.
Yeah.
Number two, only me or your corner or the doctor or the commission can stop the fight. Okay? So not until any of those individuals or commissions or officials tells you to stop fighting, you do not stop the fight. Trinaldo knocking the guy down and stopping makes him a sportsman. That doesn't make
that was a classy move, right?
That was a classy move. That was a very sportsman-like behavior. Okay? That doesn't make the referee a bad decision maker. Kasi number one, if you look at it this way, knockdown, tumigil ngayon si Trinaldo. Pero if you look at the video, the legs were up, the hands were up, the head was off the mat, and he was looking at his opponent. So if
that
I
was
were
what
the
Herb said, right? He was tracking.
So if I was the referee during that fight, I would have done the same thing. Kasi nakita ko gising ka Diba, gising ka, the mere fact na gising ka, nakatingin ka sa kalaban mo, alam mo, you recognize that you're dazed. But your hands are up, you're creating a defensive barrier between yourself and your opponent, and then either both legs are up or one leg is up. Kasi pag knocked out ka, talagang nakaganyan ka. Lakda, tingala mata mo, buka yung bibig mo. Yan. Definitely stop the fight. But he wasn't. He was there. Now, let's say Herb Dean stopped the fight because Ronaldo refused to engage. Okay, yan ang mangyayari sa report niyan diba? Ronaldo, fighter A refused to engage fighter B because fighter B was down. Tatanungin ka ngayon ni commissions, tsaka titignan nila yung rules ngayon. Was he defending or was he knocked out? So patay, di ba? So
how do you write that up in the results, right?
Exactly, di ba? And at the same time, if you're the guy in the bottom, if the fight was stopped, pwede kang ngayon magreklamo. This will take you back to the Dominic Cruz fight.
Yes. Diba? Oh my God. Galit na galit siya kay
for that referee. Di ba? Kasi in his mind or the way he sees it, he was defending and he wasn't out of it. Diba? So these are very tricky situations, but at the end of the day, we will all go back to the rule book. We will all go back to what are the provisions and the guidelines of the commission and the organization, and under those guidelines, that position at that particular moment is a defensive position.
Plus, it was Herb's call.
Of course.
It was Herb's call.
100%. Diba? Kaya ako, when that happens, yung mga happens a lot in the URCC. Naka-mount. Guy covers up. Okay? This happens a lot. Yan. Person mounted will keep punching this part. Tapos, hindi sila yung malakas kasi nagvo-volume punching lang sila. And then they're gonna look at me. Tigil mo na. I'm like,
drama. Drama yun, di ba?
You're being tactical. Diba? You're not diba? You're not engaging. Yes, you are slightly, pero you're being tactical. You think na I'll call the fight because you're volume punching on the gloves?
Yeah.
What is that? Ayaw nilang mapagod, ganon, parang
hindi, parang feeling it's winning on points, it's winning. It's a cage tactic.
Overconfidence, I guess.
Hindi naman, it's a little bit of overconfidence plus they think na they don't want to exert too much effort kasi baka maubo sila or mapagod sila, di ba? Pero ito yun I mean, the referees in this country, I could definitely say me, Joey, and Florence, we're parang kami na nga lang ata yung pinakamagaling dito sa
Yeah, we should talk at length about that next time you guys training.
Pero ito yun, we know when you're actually fighting and we know when you're trying to win a fight based on like what? Impressions? Kasi ito yun eh. To be honest, pag gumaganyan ka lang, nakaka-defend yung kalaban mo sa gloves. Walang ano yun. Walang
that damage, right?
Oo.
That's points.
That's a very good point by Carl. Those are points, but they're not damaging. So you're not putting, alam mo yun, tsaka minsan nakaganon lang, naka-cover lang yung tao. Malay mo,
yung recent example lang natin, just the Hamzat Shmaiv thing, that is damage.
Oo. Diba? The moment you start like throwing bombs, and I see that your opponent is like parang typewriter na yung ano yun. I'll stop it. Pero yung he's here, some of the people in the bottom, minsan nakangiti pa yan eh. O kaya minsan nagta-thumbs up pa yan sa akin eh. So, I'm not gonna stop that fight. Diba? Kasi ito rin yun. If I see that the punches are just landing on the gloves and they're not telling blows, they're not damaging blows, paano kung, diba, how would the guy in the bottom feel if I stop the fight based on that?
Exactly. Diba? I so agree. An additional point, like after tinigil ni Herb, Frank Herbert got up right away. Like, so he was not out at all.
Exactly. These are very tricky situations and ito lang din yun. You have to make decisions like that in a split second. Diba?
Tatlo lang kayo sa loob eh.
Tapos, I mean,
he actually released a video sa channel niya sa YouTube explaining his side. Parang sinabi niya na not because the other guy is British doesn't mean he's my friend or day, I'm defending him. Pero yun nga, in-explain niya na kung bakit sa tingin niya it was late and why he did what he did. Pero nag-apologize din siya na I mean, he should not have done that.
Tama naman. He should not have done that.
Tama naman. Kasi, I mean, it's not his job, di ba? You're
commentator ka
na eh, di ba?
Diyan ka na, like, may suit ka na. Upo ka lang.
Diyan ka na.
I wanted to ask, parang, it's not, like you said nga, Coach, no? Parang, referees should be held accountable for the things they see in the moment and not in hindsight. Hindi dapat 2020, di ba? Parang, ay, dapat pala ginawa ko yun. Hindi, ito yung pinoprocess ko yung events, pinoprocess ko yung factors. And I made the call. And naman yun na kung may problema kayo. Kasi ako yung third man eh.
Exactly. And we referees live or die by our decisions. Di ba? If we fuck this up, di ba? We answer to the organization. We answer to the Games and Amusements Board. Diba? We answer to the fighters as well. We answer to the coaches. We answer to the community. Wala kaming pwedeng sisihin.
Walang lusot.
Diba? Wala kaming pwedeng sisihin.
I remember what you mentioned parang 2 episodes ago yata about yung sistema nyon, yung tatlo nila Ref Joey, yung may nagtitingin sa labas.
Nagka-triangulate.
Do you think that could have made this whole situation better kung sila Herb din ginagawa din yan?
It sounds like
I mean, I don't know, so
kinda sounds like yung sinasabi ni Herb.
This is something na we just made up during the
it makes sense.
It makes sense, yes, pero
makes sense.
Ito rin yun eh. That system worked for us because we've been doing it for so long. And we know the reason behind the triangulation is so that we cover each other's blind side. But under no circumstances will we influence the decision of each we will influence each other's decision. That's I mean, thank you for bringing that up. Pero I'll never tell Florence stop the fight. I'll never tell Joey to stop a fight. Pero yung mga merong kumakapit sa loob ng gloves, sesenyas ako, gloves, holding the fence, sesenyas ako, grabbing the fence. Pagka the blind side na holding opponent shorts, I'll say opponent shorts. These are like the minor things. Now, when it comes to we'll only communicate. That's something that we do. We will communicate. So at least yun, aware yung main referee kung anong nangyayari. Pero
but you never influence.
I'll tell ref, stop the fight. No.
So just major related lang. What if yung mga kunyari sa blind side in the blind side cage may low blow?
Yun.
Pwedeng situation doon.
Yun. Pagka ganon, di ba, nag low blow, Nangyayari yan that's why we also do that. Doon yung nakita, one of the benefits na nakita namin yon. Instead of waiting for the instant replay, at least pag may nag-low blow, may umakto nag-low blow, titingin kagad si Joey kung sino yung pinakamalapit na referee. Or ako, titingin ako kagad sino yung pinakamalapit na referee. Thumbs up or thumbs down lang kami.
You missed that, but I saw that.
Oo, ganun. So, main referee is looking at parang bird's eye view kami. We don't look at the fight. We look at saan ba pwede, like yung blind side kumbaga talaga. Saan sila pwede mag-landing. Is there a chance na when they land at that side, merong angulo si main referee na hindi makikita na kailangan na makikita namin. Ganun, yun yung ginagawa namin. Nagsha-shadow kami. Yun yung ginagawa namin. So, UFC, UFC...
Kailangan nyo ng augmented
for any major organization, okay, you heard it first here, referee triangulation system.
I-trademark
works.
It works.
Yeah.
It works. That has been very helpful with low blows. Definitely low blows.
Yeah.
Kasi, yun nga, yung iba, they wanna buy
time.
Ibang
umaarte lang eh.
Oo.
So, titingin, magta-thumbs up ako minsan, pag tingin ko hindi, ta-thumbs down ako. Doon nila, tas yun, doon nila i-cause ngayon na, okay, stop muna tayo.
Okay.
Tapos we will request. Doon namin i-request yung replay.
Parang meron pa siyang biological reactions like saying, I don't agree with his explanations at all.
Hindi, ito lang yun eh. A fighter's perspective will always be different from a referee's perspective. I do not understand then why he had, of all the fights that he covered, I do not understand what triggered him to do that. There has to be a trigger. Kaya
napapagbintangan na kasi kababayan niya yung kalaban.
There has to be a trigger.
Pangalawang beses na daw ni Herb that night.
And I mean, referees will mess things up. Referees are humans, diba?
Yeah.
We will make mistakes. Pero you compare the amount of mistakes that referees made versus the good calls that they have or the good calls that they made. Diba?
That's true.
You
Parang to your point nga, coach, napaka-thankless niya kasi you can make like 30 good calls and then one bad call.
And everyone's gonna be up your case, diba?
Yeah, parang
ito lang yun eh.
Bad calls usually hindi nakakalimutan eh.
And every week, so you're up there in everyone has a job to do. Yun lang yun. Everyone has a job to do. If you do bad commentating, the worst thing that could happen to you is you get mocked up, you get mocked on social media.
Yeah.
That's a totally different
Trolled.
That's a totally different spectrum when you do bad refereeing. Diba? So, if he has so much, this is what I tell everyone. If you think that you're gonna do a better job, then be my guest.
Yeah.
I was like, you want this? Let's go. I'll show you.
Do it, man. I mean, I suppose it's the best seat in the house for one, but the job is like, sabi mo nga, thankless. And I really agree. Ito ang tanong ko, sino sa inyo si Mark Goddard? Sino sa inyo si Herb Dean? Sino sa inyo si
Mario Yamasaki?
Meron ba tayong Mario Yamasaki?
Mario Yamasaki yung nakamamatay ng fighter eh.
Oo, nakamamatay. My God.
Yun ang marami talagang bad calls.
Siyempre, I'm like, the really good ones that showed me how to be a really good referee yan. Joey Lepitan, Joel Lepichay, Christian Wong. These are the people that provided me guidance, but a huge part of my success as a referee is because of Professor Joey Lepitan. He's a veteran of so many rule sets. He referees a lot of leagues, and the best part about it, sabi niya, you have to build that mindset that if this is a URCC event, your mindset should be URCC rules, URCC fans, URCC committee. And then he goes to 1FC, same thing. He goes to East, ano ba yung sa Marikina?
East Side Fighting.
East Side Fighting, ganun din. UKC, ganun din. UKC, ganun din. So now I have the same approach. I will not bring a URCC mindset to a UKC event. Kasi iba yung crowd, iba yung officials, iba yung demeanor ng mga fighters, iba yung dynamic ng crowd. Different flavor. So you have to pero one thing na you really emphasized is stick to the rules. At the end of the day, if you mess up, we all go back to the rules. Diba? We all go back to the rule book. Ganun siya. Ganun. So, let's wrap this up. JC, final words.
Yeah.
Okay. This is our 4th episode. Thank you for continually supporting our new pod. If you have any comments, suggestions on what we can feature dito, just let us know. Of course, visit our social media pages. Coach Franco says DstryMNL podcast. Hindi ko alam kung magkakaroon na tayo ng page, so or magkakaroon ba talaga?
We're gonna be thinking about it.
We're gonna be seriously thinking about this.
And the name too. I don't know kung ano nang final name natin. Basta whatever works. Basta we're the titos of MMA.
The titos of fighting. Okay, Carl.
Yes. Thank you so much for another episode, guys. I really enjoy our discussions because not only is it stress relieving during these strange times, but parang just keeping the fandom alive is proving very therapeutic. So let's not forget we still have end of the month one championship in Thailand, and then Ryzen in the middle of early August, and then of course soon that Israel Adesanya versus
Borachiha. Easy.
Will he be erased? Will he be style bended? So thank you so much. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Otherwise, we'll just be rambling here about things that we like, things that we hate, things that we might want to see in the future, whether it's Big Pharma versus Big Pharma. Maybe we'll do a breakdown of Monster versus Monster once the new Godzilla movie is out. King Kong versus Godzilla. Why not? Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. On behalf of my fellow hosts, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening. And yes, we will keep it purely about fighting, about martial arts. We will open your eyes about other promotions. Nakakatuwa yung ibang feedback na nag-message sa akin na they're very happy that we discuss different organizations now. And yes, we will be very candid. We will be very raw. And we will be very unfiltered.
Your kids will learn some new language here. Don't let them listen to us.
May nag-comment sa amin, Coach, ang nakakatuwa yung episodes nyo, very unfiltered. Sabi ko, yes, we do our best to be very unfiltered all the time. So, we will not change the format of the show. We will be unforgiving and we will provide the best recap and review for your fighting pleasure. So, please follow us on our social media outlets. We're all on Facebook and Instagram. Please listen to DstryMNL, very good breakdowns. And my podcast is Coach Franco Says. So, your Titos of Fighting will be back next week. We will recap other organizations and whatever else happened during that week in the realm of fighting. So with that, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.